Hi everyone, Julie here. So I was recently asked how I created the halo as part of my Celestial Being shoot. So I thought I'd just put together this little Photoshop tutorial on how I made the actual halo. It's pretty quick and easy, and as you can see, it can be quite effective in the right image. So I'm just going to turn that off, and we're just going to scoot all the way back to base of the image. Now I'm not going to go through how I did the treatment and all the rest of it. I'm just going to show you how I created the halo. So it's a case of starting off with just a elliptical marquee, and then I added a texture to it and I added a glow to it. So let's turn this layer off, and I'm going to show you from the start. So I'm down on my base layer. I'm going to put in a new layer. I'm going to go to my elliptical tool, and I don't really want to have a feather on it at all, so I'm just going to set that to 0. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my elliptical tool to roughly the size I want. And if you hold the space bar, you can move it around and you can change the size, the shape, etc. Okay, so now that I've got that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a stroke on that, and I'm just going to make it white, and I'm probably going to make it, say, let's say 25 pixels. I could have made it a little bit bigger, so let's try again. Stroke. I'm going to double that. I'm going to try for 50 pixels. We'll just give Photoshop a second. Okie dokie. So now I've got that, what I need to do is just grab a texture. So this is just a gold texture that I've got, and I'm just going to pop that in. And I'm just going to deselect by hitting Control or Command D on a Mac, that marquee tool. So I go back up to the gold layer, and I just want to spin it around. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it to that halo layer. So as you can see here, that's just the white, and I just made it white so there was no color basically, and I've attached the gold to it. It's easy as that. Now if I come back to the halo layer and put a mask on, I can then, with a brush and black, I can remove it from where I don't want it. And I want to keep my brush fairly soft, and I don't want it here. I want it to look like it's coming from behind her. So I can just brush that off. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give it a bit of a beveled edge. Actually, what I might do first is the glow. So I'm going to give it an outer glow. And it's a bit strong, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new layer so that my glow is now on its own layer, and I can soften that off, and I can bring my fill down on that. Now if I go back into the FX layer, I can now go and put a bevel on that particular image, and you can have it as strong or as soft as you like. You can change the bevel if you wish to. You don't necessarily have to have it as strong as what I've got there. You can change it to an outer bevel. You can change it to a pillow emboss. So you can really sort of play around with the different types of embossing that you want. I'm just going to leave it to an inner bevel, so that will give me a shadow and a highlight. The highlight I am just going to make a little bit darker, and the highlight I'm just going to make a little bit lighter because I think it was just a little bit too bright. So that's with the halo there. So you can play around with that. You can add lots of different textures to it. It just gives a really, really cool effect. And you can, of course, just keep playing around, and you could make the glow a little bit brighter, a little bit stronger. You can change the blending modes for it as well. So that's a really cool way to add a halo to give those sort of iconic you know, illuminated manuscript type things. Great for goddesses and things like that. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.